application as well, right guys? Right, these are the things which I have covered on the yesterday session, right guys? Yesterday we started developed with what one application, and also we have written some of the test cases, and also we have written with some of the test cases in that application itself, right guys? Everybody agree or not? So this is the contact manager application which we have developed, sir. Yes, yesterday we developed with the contact manager application where you can have with what adding the contact information, guys. So how can you ensure? So before adding the contact information to the contact list, okay. So we would like to perform some sort of logics here. So such as validating the contact. So whether that contact having the proper, whether the contact the first name is not null or not, whether the last name is not null or not, so whether that contact number is a contact number starts with 0 or not, and then followed with the contact number starts with 0 or not, contains with a length not equal to 10 or not. So we do have some kind of business. We do have some kind of the validation logic. So for this an application, yesterday we wrote like the sum of the test cases case. Yesterday we wrote the like some of the test cases, right? So one test case is for creating the contact with a positive scenario. Another so we have written with what a couple of negative scenarios for the creating the contact. So if the first name is null means this is the negative scenario whenever the first name is null, and this is the last name, sir, whenever the negative, this is also the negative scenario whenever the last name is null. Okay, and so we discussed about whenever and also we have written one more negative case for what contact number as on the null, and we wanted to ensure whether the contact is size of 10 digits or not. Okay, if it is passing more than 10 digits, how the method will behave. For that one more test case I have written for that. Okay, and we have written one more test case whether the contact number is started with 0 or not. If it is not started with the 0, what would be the behavior of that method? Basically that is what one more the test case for that. Okay, and also we have written one more test case for what if the contact is already added, sir. If the particular contact is already added, whenever I am trying to add the new, whenever I am trying to add like as in the same contact for the multiple times, so at that scenario as well, it has to raise one exception. What is that an exception? What is that an exception, guys? Connection. So that is nothing but a contact already existed. I wanted to make ensure that so whether the contact is already existed or not. These are the couple of the test cases which we have written on yesterday. Agree, guys? Everybody? These are the things which we have covered on yesterday or not? Come on, guys. Right. Hope you guys are comfortable up to now, whatever we have discussed on yesterday. Hope you guys are comfortable up to now, whatever we have discussed yesterday, sir. Yeah. So today I would like to give you some annotations as part of our the JUnit 5 and assertions and code coverage along with the Mockito introduction, sir. In the tomorrow session, I would like to launch with what REST API unit testing. Okay, up to now whatever the things we have discussed in the today, sir. So you will be the getting the more knowledge on Mockito, and you will be the getting the more knowledge on JUnit, sir, as part of our today's workshop agenda. Okay, yes. So what is an importance of @test annotation, sir? What is an importance of @test annotation? Basically @test annotation is used to mark the Java method as a test method or not? Come on, guys. This annotation is used to represent the Java method as a test method or not, guys? Yes. That is one of the important annotation as part of our JUnit 5. Okay. And we have the sum of other annotations as well, such as before all method, @before all, and @after all. These annotations are used to specify that specifies the method that should run before and after all the test methods in the test class respectively. Let us take a let us take a simple example, sir. So what is the main purpose of static methods, sir? Static methods can be executable. So static methods can be called at the class level or can be called at object level. Come on, guys. What is the importance of static methods in Java? Those are nothing but on class level methods or not? Yes, those are the class level methods, sir. So class level methods means only one time executed or more than one time executed. More one time executed or more than one time executed, only one time get executed, sir. At the same way, sir, whenever you are writing a couple of test cases in your test class, if you want to perform any kind of the logic wanted to execute at one time activity, then you can go with what? You can go with what? These annotations, sir. Okay, whenever you want to execute, whenever you want to execute some logics at one time of our test class means, then definitely you can go with what? At the rate before all annotation and at the rate after all annotations, sir. So whatever the logic you guys are mentioned, okay, under these the methods, under these annotated methods, those methods get executed only once in the entire test life cycle. Understand, guys, everybody? Yeah. If you see here, if you see here, I have written with what? Before all method and after all methods, sir. Okay, these methods get executed for every test case, or these methods get executed for every one, every once for the test class. Can you guys please confirm? These test methods are get executed for every every test method execution, or only for the test class? Only for the test class, sir. Okay, so these methods executed only once for the entire test class case, and this method is nothing but an executed at for what? Initialization time. Okay, this method get executed for what? Destruction time. Understand, guys? Understand my point or not? So that is an importance of before all method and after all methods, sir. Whenever you want to execute any kind of logic which is related to one time activity, such a kind of logics you can place it. Okay, you can place it under these annotated methods. Simple. And one more important point you need to keep in mind, guys, whenever you are whenever you are utilizing the before all method and after all method, so make sure your method should be what? Static. Make sure this method should be what? Static. Otherwise you will get an error. If you are not mentioned like as in the static, otherwise it will give you an error, guys. Understand? Yeah. Whenever you want to execute any kind of the logic which is related to one time activity, such logics you can incorporate in where? Such logics you can incorporate in where? In these two static methods, sir. Okay, and this method get executed so at the initialization phase itself. So means before executing of all the test cases, it will execute this method, and this method get executed after completion of all after completion of all the test cases execution, it will execute this method, sir. As much as simple. Everybody is the clear? Okay, yes. And so the some more important annotations are there. One is at the rate before each, another one is for what? At the rate after each. Okay, these annotations are basically used to specify the methods that should run on before and each test method in the test class. Understand, guys? So observe carefully. There is a slight difference between these four annotations. Okay, so these the before and after all the test methods in the test classes are this is, and this is nothing but an before and each test method in the test class. Okay, whenever you want to execute some sort of logic, okay, before execution of the test method and after execution of test method, then I need to go for what? At the rate before each annotation and at the rate after each annotation, guys. So see, sir, before execution of every test case, sir, before execution of every test case, we required the contact manager object. Okay, before executing of every test method, sir, in our test class, I required an object called what? Contact manager. After 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 completion of the test method execution, okay, after completion of the test method execution, sir, again I am just making the null for what? Contact manager. Understand, guys? So mean that, so for every test method, contact manager object will be created, and contact manager object will be created, and contact manager object we are making it as a null after execution. Understand, guys? Everybody please focus. This is the one test method, and before each method get executed, sir, here, and then after each method, sir. Simple. So this is the test logic. This is the test logic. Okay, test logic means nothing but an @test annotated method. So before executing this logic, I would like to execute the annotation called before each method annotate each logic. Okay, and then after each method, sir. After each method. Simple as that. Okay, before execution of the test logic, before execution of the test method, it would like to execute for what? The before each logic and after each logic for every test case. For every test case, sir. This is applicable for what? Every test case. This is applicable for what? Every test case. Understand, guys? Understand my point, guys, everybody? Before each method and after each method is applicable for test class or test method. Can you guys please confirm? Before each and after each method is applicable for what, guys? Come on, guys. Before each and after each method is applicable for test class or each test method? Yes, each test case, sir. Each test method. Keep that point in your mind, guys, everybody. Okay, yes. On top of it, guys, so it would like to execute for what? So for every test method, before execution of every test case, sir, before execution of all the test cases, before execution of all the test cases, you'd like to call with what? Before all annotation. Okay, and then after all annotation. So before executing the test cases of your class, guys, it would like to execute for what? Before all annotated logic, and after completion of all test case methods execution, it will execute the logic call for what? After all. Okay, understood, guys, everybody? The before each method and after each method will get executed for every test case level in your test class, but before all method and after all method get executed at for what? At the each test class level. Understood, guys, everybody? Yes. So that is what I clearly mentioned, guys, on yesterday. If you guys remember correctly, yesterday we have written around 10 test cases, around like as in the 10 test cases for the contact manager application. For those 10 test methods execution, it will execute this data or not? Come on, guys. Yes. Before execution of every test method, it is before execution of every test method, sir, it executed this the logic or not? Yes. And at the same way, I have written for what? Now today I have written for what? One method called after each method. Inside that I have written for what? One SOP statement, and along with that I have written for what? Contact manager, making it as a null, sir. Simple as that. Okay. And these two methods get executed only for one time activity: initialization of the class and then destruction of the class. And these two methods get executed for every test method. Understand, guys? Understand? Yes. Come on, guys. Now tell me. Now tell me, how can I execute my test cases through Maven? Can you guys help me for the navigation? Can you guys help me for the navigation? How can I execute the test cases through automated? Through Maven, sir. How you can execute the test cases through Maven? Can you guys please confirm? Yes, Maven test goal. Okay. So see, sir, there is right click on the project, go for run as Maven test goal, sir. Simple. Maven test goal. Simple. See, sir, you need to observe the SOP outputs, sir. You need to observe the SOP outputs, SOP statements. Yeah. So observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully, everybody. Please focus. So whatever the test, how many number of test cases are available in your test class for every test method? So before each method and after each method get executed or not? before each and after each, before each and after each, before each and after each, like that it is executed or not, guys? Right. So if you closely observe here, before all method executed at what moment, sir? Before execution of all the test cases or not? Before all method get executed at what moment? Before execution of all the test cases or not? After all method get executed at what moment, sir? After completion of after completion of all the test cases to be executed, it was executed. Is logic or not? After all, right? Yes, that is what the importance of before all, after all, before each and after each, guys. Everybody is the clear? Everybody is the clear, sir, up to now? Yeah, fine. Okay, so see, whenever you want, sir, at what moment I need to go for this one? Okay, yeah. So see, at the rate before all and at the rate after all, sir, whenever you want to initialize the logic for the test class level, let us take for example of connection object, okay, mail server object or container objects. Okay, so for the such a kind of an objects, you can define only for what one-time activities, sir. Okay, such an objects which are required for what one-time activities. So those one-time activity logics should be executed in where? At the rate before all and at the rate after all. Okay, so one-time activity logics should be the part of one-time activity. One-time activity related logics of in the class level we get to do the part of before all and after all. So before each and after each method is for what? Okay, so whenever you want to execute some sort of logic before execution of the before execution of test method or after execution of the test method as well, then I need to go for before each and after each. Suppose take a simple example. Okay, suppose for example, sir, before execution of my test method, sir, I would like to initialize some data. I would like to initialize some data, sir, before execution of. Okay, so before execution of the test method, sir, I would like to initialize some data. Okay, then I need to go for what? Before each method. Okay, before each method and after each method is applicable for what? Test case levels, sir. Test methods levels. Understand? Whenever you want to perform any sort of logic wanted to execute before execution of the test method and after execution of the test method means, then you need to go for what? Before each and after each method, sir. Simple as that. Okay, one-time activity logics related to for what? One-time activity related logics should be the part of before all and after all. And so each test case related level, each test case level related logic should be executed before and after should be the part of before each and after each. Simple as that. Yes, yes, sir, you can write any method name, sir. There is a no restriction at all. There is a no restriction, sir, to there is a no restriction. You can write for what? Any name, sir. But when you are making the whenever you are utilizing with what before all method, make sure your methods should be what? Static. So that's why I have taken for what? One time setup and one time clear down. Okay, one time setup and one time clear down. One time setup and one time clear down are nothing but on what? Instantiating the containers, instantiating the mock objects. All these are one time activities. Okay, that you can do with the help of here. One time setup and one time clear down. Okay, setup data and clear down data. Okay, setup data and the clear down. These methods are executed for each and every test case level, sir. Each and every test method. Simple. So if you observe carefully, sir, for each and every test case, these methods are executed. Okay, total 17 test cases are there in my application. So you will be the getting for what? 34 SOP statements along with the about 36 statements. Okay, yeah. Hope you guys are clear about this about these 5 annotations so far. Everybody, can you guys please confirm? Yes. Okay then. So let us have some more annotations. At the rate display name, sir. At the rate display name annotation is used to define some readable name for your test case method. Okay. So For example, sir, yesterday's application, we used this annotation called @display. If I'm not using this annotation, means by default, your test case method name itself will be displayed, sir. Understand my point or not? When I right click on run as JUnit, sir, run as JUnit, you are getting for what? You are getting for what, guys? Right click on the JUnit is getting for what? Test case for creating the contact successfully. Whatever the thing you have mentioned, sir, whatever the thing you have mentioned. Okay. So whatever the thing you have mentioned. So that will be the comes as an for what here. If you are not mentioning means, by default, test class method name will be displayed as a readable format here. That's all. Understand, guys? Instead of this message, 1 minute, guys. Okay, yeah, fine, guys. Fine. So this is nothing but an what, guys? Test case for contact name successfully. So whenever you want, if you are not specifying this annotation means by default, this name will be displayed here, sir. Understand, guys, everybody? Everybody understood or not? So basically this annotation which will gives you some readable message, sir, to our test method, sir. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah. So that is an importance of @display name annotation. Okay. And @disabled annotation, sir. @disabled annotation is used for disabling sir, temporarily. Whenever you want to disable the test class or the test method, you can prevent from an execution during the test cases. Understand, sir? Everybody understand my point or not? Whenever you want to prevent the execution of the test cases, sir, then you need to add the annotation called @display disabled annotation, sir. Disabled annotation. Simple. Disabled annotation is used for what? Just for disabling of your test method. Simple. Right click, run as JUnit. See, sir. See. Observe carefully. If you closely observe here, sir, okay, if you closely observe here, so our test case is disabled or not? Our test case is disabled or not, guys? Come on, guys. Our test case is disabled or not? So rest of other test case methods are for what? We got the green symbol. Means that our test case has been passed. So see, sir, this is a disabled option. We got it or not? So means right now our test case has been disabled or not? Disabled. Yes. Okay. So whenever you want to disable any kind of the test case method temporarily, then you can go over with what? @disabled, sir. Sir, you can use this annotation on top of the test method, and also you can top of the class itself, sir. So whenever you are making that class as an whenever you are declaring @disabled annotation on top of the class means enter your test class methods of our test case get disabled. See guys, see all these things are for what? All these things are for what? Disabled. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you can use this an annotation on top of your test class or on top of your test method. Simple. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So these are the annotation. These are the JUnit 5 some of the annotations, guys. And we have the another annotation called @repeated test annotation, sir. So basically this annotation is used to execute of your test cases for specified number of times, sir. For specified number of times, sir. In some situations, sir, we wanted to execute one test method repetitively. Then I need to go for what? @repeated test annotation, as much as simple. Okay. Yes. So see, guys, observe carefully. At the rate test, sir. At the rate test and at the rate repeated test of Okay, at the rate repeated test of value, sir, 5, sir, I mentioned. Okay, how many times the so public void test display. Okay, public void test display. How many number of times this test method get executed? How many number of times this test method get executed, sir? 5 times. 5 times. Okay. So welcome to Ashok IT. Simple. So just to check it out, sir. Just to check it out. Right click, run as JUnit test. Run as JUnit test. So see, sir, go to the JUnit section. Go to the JUnit section. So see, sir, test display method. How many number of times it is executed? How many number of times this method get executed? 5 times. Repetition 1 of 5. Repetition 2 of 5. Second time execution. Repetition 3 of 5. Third time execution. Repetition 4 of 5. So nothing but what? Fourth time, sir. Repetition 5 of 5. So fifth time get executed. So is it possible to execute the repeat? So is it possible to execute the test method repetitively or not? Is it possible to execute? Is it possible to execute for what, guys? Repetitively or not? Come on, guys. Yes, definitely. So that is possible, sir. Whenever you want to execute a particular test case with a specified number of times a case, then I need to go for what? At the rate repeated test annotation, as much as simple. Clear, guys, everybody? Yeah. Okay, fine. So let's come back to some more annotations. Okay. So at the rate parameterized test annotation, sir. Okay, at the rate parameterized test annotation. Basically, this annotation is used to run the test case method with the different arguments. With the different arguments, guys. For example, sir, I have a one test method, sir. I wanted to test that the I wanted to test that the method test the method with the different by passing the different inputs. By passing the different inputs, I would like to execute for what? That test method, sir. Then I need to go for what? At the rate parameterized test case. At the rate parameterized test. So observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully, everybody. Sir, day 2 related test case methods, sir. Day 2 related test case methods I have just given for one comment here. At the rate display test case for validating the bulk of contact numbers. So I am just supplying for what? Different contact numbers, sir. I wanted to ensure whether these contact numbers are correct or not, correct format or not. So that's why I have used that annotation called at the rate parameterized test annotation, sir. At the rate parameterized test annotation, and you are specifying that string of values with the help of at the rate value source annotation. Understand, guys, everybody? Understand or not? So I wanted to test with what? I wanted to test this the I wanted to test this method. I wanted to test this method, sir. I wanted to test this the method to for the different contact numbers, sir. I wanted to execute the same test case for different inputs. Simple, I can say. I wanted to execute the test class method for executing for what? Different inputs case. Then I need to go for what? At the rate value source annotation. At the rate value source annotation, sir. Okay, you can have with what? Strings, integers, floats, doubles, anything you can specify. Those values you can specify here. Okay, understand, sir? And each value each value will comes as an for what? Parameter to our test method. Each value, whatever the values you have specified here, that each value will comes as an for what? Parameter to the test method, sir. Okay, whatever the parameter you are receiving, you are trying to add that to the new contact. You are trying to add for what? New contact, guys. Simple as that. Understand, everybody? Okay, yes. And assertion false whether that contact, whether we have the contacts is an empty or not. If it is not empty means that indicates for what? Our assertion will becomes true, sir. Okay, our assert dot equals of contact manager dot get size of get size, sir. So if you are getting more than one size means more than one size. So more, if you are getting like as in the one size means, then you are getting for what? Equal, assertion equal, simple. Hope you guys are comfortable. How you can supply the value to the test case method. Come on guys, when you want to execute the same test method with different inputs means, then I need to go for what? At the rate parameterized test annotation, along with that what? At the rate value source annotation, sir. So you can test this the method with the different inputs of phone numbers. Understand guys? Our phone numbers are started with 0 only, no problem. Our phone numbers are having 10 digits only. Okay, but different values. So zigzag of values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and zigzagged values are simple as that. Understand? Understand guys, everybody? When you want to test, sir, when you want to test like as in the different, when you want to test your method with the different inputs means, then you need to go for what? At the rate parameterized test, sir. If you want to hard code that values in the test in the above the test of the method itself means, you can hard code that values with the help of at the rate value source annotation, sir. Okay, so this test case is for what? Validating the bulk phone numbers. Simple. No, sir. As of now, you are taking only for what? Contact number is for what? Only for the contact number is for what? String value, sir. Okay, that is the one way of writing the test case. Okay, there is another way of collecting this the data through CSV, sir. CSV. What does the CSV? CSV stands for what? Comma separated values. Comma separated values file, sir. Simple. Okay, I can collect this in inputs from CSV file as well to our test method by using the annotation called at the rate CSV source annotation, sir. At the rate CSV source annotation. Okay. At the rate CSV source annotation, sir. Whenever you want to execute the test method, whenever you want to test like as in the method, sir, for different inputs means either you can collect the value from the hard coded values, or else you can go with what? At the rate CSV source annotation as well, sir. At the rate CSV source annotation is nothing but an what guys, where you need to specify the array of values here itself, sir. Simple. Understand guys, this is how you can do. But at the rate parameterized test is an the common annotation, but supplying the values to your test case method is with the help of CSV source. CSV source. CSV stands for comma separated values. Okay, so the data in the CSV file will always be for what? Each value will be having with what? Comma. Simple as that. Clear? Yes. Yesterday we have taken the contact number as an for what, sir? String, sir. Yesterday we have taken the contact number as for what? String. Okay. Yeah. Keep that point in your mind, guys. Okay. Okay. Right, guys. Right. Come back here. Okay. Yeah. So see, guys, this is for what? At the rate CSV source, guys. At the rate CSV source is for what? Collecting the values as from the CSV file, sir. Okay, this is the one. Same method, sir. Same method. So I'm just trying to add like as in the contact for all the contact numbers. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So then observe carefully. So, and we are collecting the data. You are collecting the data from where, sir? CSV file source. Okay, CSV source is nothing but an hard coded in nature, which you can specify like this CSV files. Okay, CSV file source is an annotation. CSV file source is an annotation which helps us to collect the data from the CSV file to test the method, sir. As much as simple. Okay, sir. For if you observe carefully, these above three methods are commonly used, sir. I mean to say that whenever you want to test, whenever you want to execute the test method for different to evaluate for different inputs, then I need to go for what? At the rate parameterized test annotation, guys. Simple. At the rate parameterized test annotation. Understand, guys, everybody? Yes, and it's up to you whether you want to supply the values with the help of @value source annotation or @CSV source annotation, or else @CSV file source annotation, sir. CSV file source is nothing but the resource where you can have the incorporate the data in a data.csv file. So if you see here, src test source Java, I have this the value, sir. Open with the text editor. See, sir, this is how the data we be having. CSV file. This is the one value, sir. This is the one value, and this is the second this is the second value. This is the third value, and each value having the separated with what? Comma. That's why it is a comma separated value, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay, sir. Which value will be the taken as on the phone number means for what, sir? So whatever the date, whatever the inputs you are passing here, that will be the passing as and for what? For every contact. Understand? Contact creation. See, it will evaluate for n number of, it will evaluate this method for the different inputs. Understand? So when you want to execute the same test method with the different inputs means you need to go for what? @parameterized test annotations, guys. @parameterized test annotation. Okay. So @parameterized test is for what? Common annotation for parameterized tests. So collecting the values is what? CSV source, CSV file source, and CSV file source, and then @value source. @value source. Simple. Hope you guys are comfortable, everybody. Hope you guys are comfortable. Yes. Why come assertion will be the false? Which line number, Mustafa, you were talking about? (139). Okay. Assertion dot equals. See, first it will pass for what? First it will pass for what? In the first iteration, it will pass for what? First contact number. In the second iteration, it will pass for what? In the second iteration means again contact manager will be refreshed. Again the contact manager will be refreshed. Understand? Sir, whatever the, so you are not at all passing. So for, see, this will be an executed internally for what? 3 times for this test methods. Okay, not for single shot in the 3 values will be passed. Understand? So right, so let's see, sir. Right click, run as JUnit. Run as for what? JUnit. Go to the JUnit. Expand this part. So see, sir, bulk. How many number of times it was executed? 3 times. 3 times means every time contact manager object will be recreated freshly. Understand? So that's why it is checking with what? Assertion equals of 1, sir. Hope you guys got the point, everybody. Hope you guys got the point, right or not? Test case for validating the bulk contact numbers. So 3 times. 3 times means first time it will verify whether this our test method executed with this logic. At that time you have only for what? 1. Second time, third time. Okay, every time it will be refreshed. Rahul, is that clear for you? Rahul and Mustafa. Yes, got it. Fine. So that is an importance. That is an importance of this. Okay. So means you are executing the test case indirectly. You are executing the test case for multiple times with the different inputs. Simple. Okay. Yeah. Fine. This is the CSV file, sir. So make sure, sir, whenever you want to test this an annotation, okay, at the data.csv file should be part of and where src test resources. SRC main resources is for what? Our development related resources file. So SRC test resources, this should be the part of our the data.csv file. As I shown you, data.csv file contains for what? 3 phone numbers. Each phone number is having the separate value called comma. Simple. Clear? Yeah. So, and we have the another method, guys. So we have the another way of collecting the inputs of the test case method, test method by using for what? @method source annotation, sir. @method source annotation. @method source annotation, sir. Okay. So either you can collect the You can collect the parameters to the test method by using @value source annotation, @CSV source annotation, or @CSV file resource annotation, sir. And we have another way of collecting the inputs of the test case method by using for what? @method source annotation, sir. @method source. Example, see, sir, I have a one static method, sir. I have a one static method that is called class list of strings and then 4 numbers list. I am returning that list of 4 numbers or not. I would like to pass. I would like to pass for what, sir? I would like to pass this list of so each phone number of the list should be passed of our test case method. So @parameterized test is the common, and @method source annotation is nothing but on what? Collecting the inputs of our test method with the help of one Java method resource. This is nothing but on the name of the method, sir. This is nothing but on the name of the method here. Understood, everybody? This is nothing but on the name of the method. Understand, guys? It's not deleted, Akash. For the each and every phone number, it not deleted the record, sir. It's just wiping out. Contact manager is initiated at where, sir? Before execution of each and every test method, sir. Each and every of test method, it's wiped out. It's not deleted. So we are not at all talking with the database. We are just storing the information into the map object. We are just storing that contact information into the map object. Keep that point in your mind, guys, everybody. We are not at all connected with the database. We are just storing the contact information into for what? Map object. And this map object will be resetted for every test method. Okay. Yeah. Come back to our point. Okay. Hope you guys are comfortable up to now. So means parameterized test is used for what? How you can pass the inputs to our test case method, sir, with the help of @value source annotation, @method, @CSV source annotation, and method source annotation, and CSV file, sir. CSV file source as well. But that annotation has missed on the slide, so you can consider that one. @parameterized test, @value source, @CSV source, and then for what? CSV file source as well, sir. Understand, this is the one more annotation. CSV source is different. CSV file source is different. CSV file source is for what? Reference to your CSV file. CSV source is nothing but on what? You are just supplying the CSV file values with the plain text. Simple. Up to now, everybody is clear? Yes. And so we used method source annotation, sir. Balaji. Sir, that's what I explained you, sir. Method source is nothing but on what? So you are just collecting the inputs from the one of the Java method to test your method, sir, basically. Okay. Method source, similar to CSV file source, is collecting the inputs from where? CSV file. And here method source annotation is collecting the inputs to our test case method with the help of one Java method. Simple. Understand? Okay. Yeah. Anybody having any questions up to now? Yeah. Fine, guys. So let's see, sir. I'm going to observe carefully, everybody. What is the use of repeating the same test case, same logic at any time? Sir, that is what I meant to say. So for example, if you want to see as a tester, basically when you developed one functionality, sir, as a tester, what he will do, sir, basically, what he will do, he will test that functionality with different inputs, right or not? So that may be in the sequence of numbers or zigzag of the numbers or jumbling numbers. He will test. And the same way we are also doing at the developer level, sir. Understand? Multiple scenarios, correct? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Clear, guys? Yes. Fine. Then fine, guys. So, and then after these are the some of the important annotations as part of our JUnit 5, sir. Okay. Yeah. And also we have the sum of the assertions as well. Some of the assertions of the JUnit5. Assert equals, assert not equals, assert array equals, assert not array, array not equals, assert iterable, assert not null, assert true, assert false, assert throws, assert all. All these are nothing but an assertions. What is an importance of an assertions, guys? Can you guys come up? What is an importance of assertions in JUnit5? What is an importance of assertions in JUnit5? Can you guys please confirm? Yes. What is an importance of assertions in JUnit, sir? To compare the actual output with what expected, to compare the actual output with what expected outputs, basically. That is an importance of assertions, basically. You do have a lot of assertions are there, sir, which is already available in assertions class. Understand, guys? Assertions class. Assert equals, assert false. Okay. See, assertions dot equals, sir. Assertions is nothing but one of the predefined class from JUnit library, sir. And then you need to use the annotation. So this is the static method, sir. Static method. Understand, guys? So for this, I have not at all used the static method, means because static imports are happened. Static imports are happened, sir. Sometimes I just wanted to give you the feel how you can access the assertions method with the help of the class name, and how you can access the assertions method so straight away without using the class name as well. Understand, guys, everybody? Here I'm not at all using the assertions class name. Why? Because means static import is imported in my class. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hope you guys are comfortable up to now. JUnit 5 annotations and JUnit 5 assertions. JUnit 5 annotations and JUnit 5 assertions. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Clear, guys, everybody? Shall we go ahead with the next discussion? Shall we go ahead with the next discussion, guys, everybody? Yes. Yeah. Every time map is created. Yes, for every test method. Yes, sir. Test method. Yes. Hmm. I will share this an example with you guys. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to share with an example with you. Okay, every time. So that is what I meant. I thought of give you the feel on. So see, sir, for every test method, the before each method and after each method get executed. In the before each method, what you have done, sir? In the before each method, what you have done? You are creating the contact manager object. You are creating the contact manager object. Every time you are creating the contact manager object. Clear? Okay, fine. So let's get to understand with what? Code coverage. JaCoCo. JaCoCo, sir. So JaCoCo stands for what? Java code coverage, sir. Every word of the first two letters, they take in it as an for what? Form as an for what? JaCoCo. JaCoCo. Okay, we can go with what? JaCoCo. So JaCoCo stands for what? Java code coverage, guys. What is an sir? And one more important point, sir. Forgot to inform you. Okay, sir. And whenever you guys are using this annotations, sir, at the rate parameterized test, at the rate value source annotation, at the rate at the rate CSV file source, at the rate CSV file source, at the rate method source, all these annotations are the coming from Jupyter Jupyter Param API, sir. Basically, Jupyter Param API. Understand all these annotations. After all, after each, assertions, before all, before each, display name, repeated test, test method. All these annotations are coming from Jupyter API. But these annotations are coming from where? Jupyter params, sir. Okay. So to get the annotations, so you need to include one more So one more dependency called JUnit-Jupyter. Understand guys, everybody? So what is that one, sir? JUnit-Jupyter. This is the dependency you have to include, sir. One more. So total 2 dependencies to work with what? JUnit 5. JUnit Jupyter-API, JUnit-Jupyter. These are the 2 dependencies. So make sure you need to configure in your pom.xml file. Okay. Yesterday I shown you, right, how you can get the dependencies in the Maven central repository, JUnit Jupyter-API and JUnit-Jupyter. These are the 2 dependencies you need to include, sir. Everybody is clear? Okay. Yeah. Everybody is clear, sir, up to now? Yes. Fine, guys. Let's get started with the code coverage part. Okay. Let's get started with the code coverage part, sir. Code coverage is the one kind of the metrics in the software development lifecycle. Okay, code coverage is the one kind of the metrics, sir. Basically, it's a one kind of measurement of in the software development lifecycle. Code coverage will always measures. Observe carefully, sir. Everybody. Nowadays, this is the most important part of our development lifecycle, sir. Okay, as a programmer, whenever you are developing the tasks by writing the code, you need to fulfill that the test cases. You need to fulfill that the test cases as well for your task. Okay. Yes, and those test cases should be covered with your entire source code. Whatever the implementation you have done in your project, that implementation has to be the cover with your test cases. So that is the simply I can say it's a code coverage. Code coverage measures, basically the code coverage measures, sir, how many of your lines of code are executed, how many lines of your code are executed, and how when you are running the automated test cases. Understand, sir? When you guys are running of your test cases, sir, it always measures the number of lines are executed in your source code. Simple. And also code coverage also shows the part of the code that are covered and not covered during the testing. So let us say, for example, sir, you have written 100% of the code, sir. Okay, you have written with what? 100% of the code. Okay. For example, you have written with what? 100 lines of the code, sir. Okay. So can you give the guarantee? Are you covered with 100 lines with the test cases? Can you give me the guarantee? Whatever the test methods you have written, that the test methods you have written for coverage of 100 lines? No, right? No. You cannot give us guarantee. You cannot give us guarantee like whatever the test cases you have written for your implementation, that will be covered for your entire new code or not. That you cannot give us guarantee, right, guys? So how you can do that one, sir? Basically, how you can do that one basically? So with the help of code coverage tools, with the help of Java code coverage tools case, it always shows the part of it. Also code coverage will always shows the part of the codes that are covered and not covered during the testing phase. Understand, guys? Everybody? Yeah. Code coverage is usually calculated as in the percentages, guys. Code coverages are basically calculated as what? For percentages, and typically for every software project will be having the minimum of 80% of the code coverage, sir. If you remember correctly on yesterday, when I was talking about the importance of JUnit, importance of unit testing. So that unit testing will also be integrated in the part of CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline means whenever your project is getting deployed into the server, sir. Okay, so that before deploying that an application into the server, it will run the test cases. It will run the unit test cases, sir. If your unit test cases is not at all covered, 80% means our build get failed. Our build get failed. Right, guys? If the unit test cases are covered more than 80% means, or 80% or more than 80% means, our build get succeed. Our build get succeed. Right, guys? So the people who are the working of the people who are the working employees, so that they know that one. This the point. Okay, minimum code coverage will be what? Minimum code coverage of the software project is for what? 80%. 80%, sir. 80%. Agree, guys? So you people might heard about this one. When you have an implemented the new in your project, so which you have not at all written the test cases means, then definitely the build will breaks. Definitely the build will breaks. Why? Because the code coverage will reduce some percentage. Whenever you are adding the new code to the project, so definitely you need to write a responsible for writing the unit test cases to cover those lines. Understand, sir? Unit testing is one of the most important crucial part in our software development lifecycle, which will give you for what? Ensure our code is reliable. Okay, our code is maintainable, right or not? Yes. Okay. Yes. So as a Java programmer, sir, we can do the code coverage and generate the report as well with the help of JaCoCo Maven plugin. What plugin, sir? How you can perform the code coverage, sir? Sir, it's a kind of report. Basically, what I mean to say here is code coverage is nothing but it's a kind of report. It will give you the information about how many number of lines has been covered for your test cases. As I mentioned you have written for what? For a task 100 new lines. Okay. For you cannot give an assurance whatever the test cases you have written. Okay. Those test cases will be covered with 100 lines or not. If it is 100 lines means then fine. If it is not covered with 100 lines means then it will give you some kind of report for you. Simple. Hope you guys got the point or not, everybody. Hope you guys got the point or not. That is an importance of code coverage basically, sir. Okay, sir, most of the projects in the real world definitely will have this code coverage part. Okay, whenever you guys are getting into the company, whenever you guys are onboarding into the new project, initially some of the people they give you for what? Try to do some code coverage. Try to do some code coverage. Right now the project code coverage is for what? 60%. You need to increase that the code coverage to for what? 80%. You need to write the test cases for existing business methods. That is the responsibility of that task. Okay, initially you have been onboarded into the new project, sir. You have been onboarded into the new project. Your manager has decided to get some knowledge on the project level, so he given to you for as and for what? Try to do the code coverage of our code base. Okay, so before starting off our code base, before starting off our code coverage, you need to take the screenshot of 60% existing percentage of the code coverage for your project, and day to day, whenever you are adding the new test cases, this percentage may increase, this percentage may decrease. Accordingly, you need to do such things. So this is the one kind of the JaCoCo Maven plugin you need to configure in pom.xml file. Okay, if you guys wanted to get the detailed information, okay, how many lines has been covered for your test cases, what is the percentage of it, what code is not covered, okay, whatever the code is not covered, sir, that code you need to write the test case for that, so that will becomes for what? Coverage. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah, fine. So this is the one of the Maven plugin, sir. This is the one of the Maven plugin you need to configure in pom.xml file, sir. In the pom.xml file. Okay, if you guys remember correctly, yesterday we have configured one Maven plugin. What is that plugin? Maven compiler plugin, right or not? Same way you need to configure for what? JaCoCo Maven plugin, sir. JaCoCo Maven plugin, simple. Okay, yeah. Then so this is how the looks like, sir. Basically, this is how the code coverage. This is how the code coverage report looks like. Okay, so see, sir, observe carefully. So I have taken some screen prints from the web, sir, for your references to understand how the code coverage percentage will looks like. Okay, yeah. So there is in the palindrome program is there. Okay, there is in the palindrome program is there. For that palindrome program, there are the totally 38 lines are there. Out of 30 lines, how many lines are covered? 30 lines are covered. What is the percentage of it? 21%. What? How many number of lines are missed? How many number of branches are missed? Conditions. How many number of branches means nothing but conditions, sir. Conditions. Branches means for what? Conditions. Out of six conditions, out of the 6 conditions, 5 are missed, sir. Okay, missed or 3, sir. Missed or 3. How many number of lines are missed? Okay. So total 7 lines, out of that 4 lines are missed. How many methods? 2 methods, 1 class, simple. So this much of detailed information which will give you, sir, in the JaCoCo report. Understand, everybody? This much of detailed information which will give you for what? JaCoCo. Green bar represents for what? Code coverage. Green bar represents for what? The code which you have covered, sir, with your test cases. The code which you have covered with your test cases, this green bar represents. And this red bar represents for what? These test cases are not covered. So for whatever the test cases you have written, that test cases are not covered for this part of code. Understand? Understand, guys, everybody? Yes. Yes. So this is a simple code coverage part which you can do, sir, basically. Okay. I'm going to show you, sir. Whatever the test cases we have written for the contact manager application, for that the same application, I'm going to run the code coverage tool as well. So this is for simple your understanding, sir, how the code coverage will looks like, how many instructions are there, how many instructions are missed, how many branches are missed. Branches means for what, guys? Branches means for what? Conditions. If condition, while condition, for loop, while loop, if loop, switch loop, like all these are nothing but branches, sir. Branches. Understand how much percentage right now it is having? 17% it is showing, sir. 17% it has been covered so far for that code. Okay, sir, this palindrome code, sir, I was talking about. 80%, Ashok Shankar. 80%, sir. Minimum should be 80%. Okay. Yeah. Each class level, sir. Okay. So this will displays for what? Each class level, guys. Everybody, please focus. This will be for what? Each class level. Each class level, it will give you the detailed information. Okay. If you have 100 classes, 1000 classes means each class will give you the code percentage. Okay. Yeah. So see, sir, that's what I mentioned you, sir. So here the green color indicates for what? Your code has been covered successfully. Here yellow represents for what? Yellow branches are represents for what? Partial coverage. Partially covered. Okay. Red means no branches that have been exercised during the test phase. So means those branches are not at all covered, sir. Okay, whatever the test methods you have written, sir, that test methods are not at all covering this piece of code. Red color diamond. Red diamonds represents for what? This code is not covered for your test cases. You need to write the test case for this part. You need to write the test case for this part. And yellow diamond. Yellow diamond represents for what, sir? It shows the code that is partially covered. Some branches have not been exercised. Some branches has not been exercised, sir. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And green diamonds are nothing but what, sir? Means all the branches have been exercised during the testings. Green represents for what? Our code has been covered successfully. Red diamonds are represents for what? The code not yet covered with your test cases. And the yellow diamonds are nothing but what? The partially covered, sir. That is called partially covered. Is that clear, guys, everybody? How the code coverage report looks like? How the code coverage report will looks like? Is that clear or not? Okay. Yeah. So see, sir, come back to our application, come back to our contact manager application, sir. Okay. So these are the three dependencies. These are the two dependencies which I have mentioned you. This is not at all required. 1 minute. So these are the two dependencies required for what? Working with JUnit Jupyter. Working with what? JUnit Jupyter, sir. These are the two dependencies required for what? JUnit Jupyter. Okay. Yeah. Let me put that in the chat box. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. This is the dependency part. Yeah, I given in the chat box, guys. Okay. Fine. Fine, guys. And I have configured for what, sir? Maven compiler plugin on yesterday. What is the purpose of Maven compiler plugin? To compile your project source code with the given Java version. Simple. Okay, Maven compiler plugin is for what? Compiling the source code of your project with the specified given version, sir. With the specified given version. Okay, yeah, you compile your project source code. Either it can be of 11 or 8 or 17 or 21, anything. Okay, it's up to you, sir. According to your project requirement related Java version, you need to configure it. As of now, I have taken with what 11. It has been reflected to our project as well. Okay, fine. So see, sir, and whatever the plugin I have given you, sir, that plugin. So this is the plugin, sir. Simple. You go to the Google and search for what? JaCoCo Maven plugin, sir. JaCoCo Maven plugin. Just configure this plugin, sir. Just configure this plugin into your pom.xml file. Simple. That's all. After adding that part, just go to the Maven, sir. Whenever you are adding the new dependencies or whenever you are removing any kind of the new dependencies, sir, to ensure our dependencies get updated successfully or not. So you need to do for what? Force update. Update the Maven project. So force update, check the checkbox and update it. Simple. Okay. Yeah. So observe carefully, sir. I'm going to go with what? See, sir, Maven build. Okay, observe carefully. This is the Maven build configuration. So whatever the goals you want to execute, you can specify that goals. Clean. Okay. Compile. So these are the predefined Maven goals. These are the predefined Maven goals. Clean, compile, and test. Test. Like that you can specify. Apply and run. Simple. Apply and run. So clean means it will remove the target folder from your directory. It remove the target folder, sir. Simple. Okay. Yes. So see. How many test cases are run, sir? How many test cases we have written? How many test cases we have written for contact manager application? 23 test cases. 0 failures, 0 skipped. 0 failures, 0 skipped. Sir, directly we can give the clean and install. Yes, but our see, yes, clean and install you can give, sir. 1 minute. Can yeah, you can install for what? Clean and install. So ultimately, so our JaCoCo Maven plugin is linked with the one of the phase of the Maven that is called test phase. Okay, when you run your project with the test phase, then only the report of the JaCoCo will be generated. Then only the report of the JaCoCo will be generated. Okay, so make sure your JaCoCo plugin should be mapped with one of the Maven goal. One of the Maven goal, that is nothing but on the test, sir. Simple. So let me refresh the project. Go to the target folder. There is a site folder is there. JaCoCo folder is there. So there is in the file called index.html. Index.html, sir. Index.html. Open with web browser. Open with web browser, sir. Open with web browser. Observe carefully, sir. Everybody, please focus. Yeah. So see, guys. See, this is the JUnit testing app. JUnit testing app is nothing but an our application. Our application only. Contact manager application, sir. Okay. Expand the project of com.ashok IT. There are the two classes are there. One is for what? Contact. Another one is for what? Contact manager. Another one is for what? Contact manager. Tell me, guys. So our contact manager class is what is the percentage? What is the percentage of our contact manager class? 100%. 100% means every line in the contact manager has been covered with your test cases of 23. Understand, guys? Understand my point or not? So whatever the test cases you have written on yesterday and today, so that test cases will be covered each and every line of contact manager. That's why it is showing for what? 100%. 100%. Zero missed. Lines 16. Okay. 0. 6 methods. Okay. Missed methods are 0. And then 6 methods are there in the class. 16 lines are there. Okay. 7 methods, 0 or miss. 0 context. Okay. Class is 1. Total number of classes is for what? Total number of classes is for what, guys? 2. Understand? Yeah. Okay, click on that. Click on the contact manager. So see, sir, see, observe carefully. So every method is get passed or not? So when you click on that, see, sir, do we have any yellow branches or red branches? All the green branches, all we have nothing but what? Green branches. So it means the code has been generated successfully. The code has been covered successfully with your test cases. Hope you guys are comfortable or not, guys. This is the contact manager, sir. This is not a test class. This is the contact manager application service class. Okay. Yeah. Every line of our program is covered or not? Every line of our program has been covered or not? Yes. Hope you guys are comfortable. How to do the code coverage? What the code coverage will give you, sir? Can anyone please tell me how to open it? Okay, Kaushik, observe carefully. So after running of your test case, after running of your test cases of your Maven project, okay, after running of your test cases of your Maven project, Kaushik, okay, you just need to refresh your project. Okay, after test has been run successfully, after a test has been run successfully, okay, you need to refresh your project. Simple, go to the target folder, go to the target folder. Okay, in that there is a site folder is there. Under that the site folder, there is an index.html. JaCoCo plugin is there. JaCoCo folder is there. Under that the JaCoCo, you have index.html. Simply try to open it. Open with web browser. Simple. That will open your one of your browser of default IDE browser. Clear? Yes. Fine. So this is all about the code coverage part. Hope you guys are comfortable how to write a basic JUnit test cases and how you can ensure whether your test cases has been covered totally for your source code or not with the help of JaCoCo plugin. JaCoCo plugin. So what is the minimum percentage of code for every software project? 80%. 80%, sir. Minimum 80. Okay. Yeah. Sonar Cube is different from the JaCoCo, sir. Yes. Sonar Cube is different and JaCoCo is different. JaCoCo is for what? Just a code coverage tool, which will give you the information about for what? Project level classes related information. How much code percentage is covered and how much it is left. Which portion is covered, which portion is not covered, which portion is covered. All such things which you can get from JaCoCo plugin only. Okay. Yes. No, so basically in the latest versions of our Eclipse IDEs or IntelliJ IDEs, we got this tool, sir. But you need to ensure that if you want to configure with the detailed information, such things, you need to configure the Maven plugin, Venkat. Okay. Yeah. Hope you guys are comfortable. Whatever the code you have written, whatever the code we have written, that code has been covered successfully with 100% contact manager class. Okay. Yeah. So contact class, some of the methods are not yet covered. So such as see, as I mentioned you guys on yesterday, you cannot write, okay, you cannot write with what? The test cases for entity classes, bean classes, TTO classes. Okay, you need to exclude such classes such classes from our JaCoCo itself, sir. Understand, sir? So in the JaCoCo plugin itself, whenever you guys are doing this configuration in the plugin, there is the one configuration section will be there. That configuration section which will excludes the bean classes, entity classes, DTO classes. You can find that one in the web, sir. Okay, you can find that in the web, or else at the later in the end of our session, I will show you. Okay, yeah. So this is about with what code coverage. Anybody having any questions so far? Hope you guys are in line with me, everybody. Sir, I cannot start REST API unit testing straight away. You just need to be the strong on JUnit side. Then only you can understand REST API unit testing very easily. I'm not at all dragging the topic. Okay, keep that point in your mind. I am not at all dragging the topic. You just need to have the proper way to inject the subject. Okay. Understand? Everybody. The people are in the impression of, sir, please go ahead with the REST API unit testing. Yes, I will go, sir. That is what I told you in the initial on the yesterday itself of the whenever the workshop starts. These workshops will be 3 days. These workshops will be of 3 days. Okay. Yes. Hope you guys got the clarity. Importance of JUnit and JUnit is comes up with what? Assertions and annotations. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into for what? Let's get into the next discussion, sir. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the another topic called Mockito. Why we require the Mockito, sir, basically. Yeah. Let's get understand some information about the Mockito, sir. Okay. Let's get understand some information about the Mockito. Okay. Then I will talk about the use case of the Mockito, sir. Okay. Yeah. That is what of our plan. That is what of our plan, guys. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So Mockito is the one of the popular Java framework for mocking of an objects. For mocking of an objects and the behavior of unit testings. So what do you mean by mocking? Mocking means it's nothing but an duplicate object of an original object. Simple. It's a kind of proxy, sir. I can say it's a kind of proxy. Proxy means for what? Behalf of you, it will do for what? The proxy. Right or not? So Mockito is the one of the popular Java framework. Mockito is the one of the popular Java framework for mocking the objects and the behaviors in a unit testings. Behaviors in for what? Unit testings, guys. Understand? Yes, sir. We are not at all cloning, sir. We are just creating a mock object. You can create a mock object for any class, for any interface, for any enumeration. Understand? Understand, guys? Mockito is the one of the popular Java framework for mocking of an objects and behavior of unit testers. Okay, so Mockito allows you to create a mock objects, sir. Basically, the Mockito is for what? Use it to allow to create an objects of for what? Use it to create a mock objects, stub method calls, verifying method invocations, and perform and other testing related tasks. Case. Let's try to understand in detail. Mocking object. So Mockito will always create with what? Mock objects. Mock objects means nothing but an dummy objects, sir. By using that the dummy objects, you can feel for what? Interact with the original objects. Understand? Understand? And stub method calls. Stub method calls means you are just whenever you are mocking an object, you need to define the behavior of that behavior of the mock object methods. Understand, guys? Understand my point or not? So when you create, let us say, for example, user service is the one class is there, sir. Okay, that class, if I want to create a mock object for that class means I can create it. Simple. I can create it the mock object for the user service class. After, what is an advantage of mocking of that class? Because I would like to invoke the methods of that of the mock class. I would like to invoke the methods of our mock class. Okay, so for that you need to define the method, you need to define the behavior of the methods of our mock class case, that is called stub method calls. Okay, and sometimes you need to have some void methods. Sometimes you need to have some kind of void methods, sir. So for the void kind of methods, you need to ensure whether that method has been invoked or not. Those things which you can do with the help of verify methods in Mockito. Okay, so see, the Mockito is one of the popular the Java framework for mocking of an object, sir. Mocking means creating a dummy object for an original object. That is called mocking. Okay, once you create a dummy object for an original object, you need to define the method. You need to define the behavior of the method. That is called stubbing. That is called stubbing. Whenever you guys are defining the behavior of the method of your mock object, sir, that is called stubbing, sir. Stubbing means nothing but a stub method calls. Okay, nothing but an what? Stub method calls. Stubbing. So whenever you are defining the behavior of the method of a service class, guys, with the often the mock object, then you can, that is called stubbing. Okay, so verifying the method invocations. Verify the method invocations are nothing but an, as I mentioned you, some of the methods in your development doesn't returns anything. In such a case, you do have a void methods, and I wanted to ensure, I wanted to mark such a methods as well. So in such cases, I need to go for what? Verification of Mockito, basically. Okay, Mockito is not at all creating an objects. It is also helpful for what? Stubbing the methods and also verifying the void methods as well. Understand? Mockito is often used in the conjunction with the testing frameworks like JUnit or TestNG to write and effective and reliable unit test cases. Sir, basically JUnit is for what, sir? Performing the unit testing. Unit testing means some portion of the code you want to test. Some portion of the code you want to test case. That is called unit testing, right? So not at all the J units are we have the another library called TestNG, which helps us to write for what? Testing framework. So JUnit is different and Mockito is different. Understand, guys, everybody? So JUnit and Mockito both are same or both are different? Can you guys please confirm? JUnit and Mockito both are same or different? Most of the people are saying as an answer as yes, sir, but it should not be. Okay, JUnit purpose is different and Mockito purpose is different. Okay, JUnit contains for what? Used for writing the test cases with the help of assertions and annotations, and Mockito is for what? Mocking of an objects. Okay, mocking of an objects case. Simple. Understand? Both are different case. Mockito is often used in the conjunction with the testing frameworks like JUnit or the TestNG to write the effective and reliable test unit tests. Okay, some of the features, sir. So mocking of an objects, as I told you, you will be the creating a dummy object for the original object. Stubbing. So once the object is mocked, sir, you can set the behavior of that. You can set the behavior of the method of the mock object, sir. That is called stubbing. Okay, verifying means as I mentioned you, so for any kind of the void methods in your service classes, so that also you can ensure that you can mock that the behavior as well, sir, by using what? Verifying. And so Mockito supports with what? Annotations, and Mockito having the support with what? Exception handling as well. Hope you guys are comfortable. These are the some of the features of Mockito. Some of the features of Mockito, guys. Hope you guys are comfortable, everybody, so far. Everybody is the clear so far? Mockito and JUnit both are different. Keep that point in your mind. Okay. JUnit is used for performing the unit test cases with the help of JUnit assertions and JUnit annotations. Okay. Mockito is for what? Mocking of an objects. Why we required the mocking? Why we required the mocking, sir? Why we required like as in the mocking of our performing the unit testing, sir? Okay. Yeah. Sir, let's get into the simple example for your better understanding. Okay. So as a Java programmer, you are always comfortable for developing an application with the layered components, right or not? So one is for what? Controller component. Another one is for what? Service. This is a service and this is controller and this is DAO. Okay. Yes. So controller component, service component, and a DAO component, guys. As a Java programmer, you're always developing an applications of our the Spring Boot or in Java. So with the layered application, one is for what? Controller part. Another one is for what? Controller part. Another one is for what? Service. Another one is for what? DAO. Okay. So which class objects will required for which classes? Can you guys help me on that? Which class objects are required for which classes? Controller always requires for what object? Service object. And service class always requires for what object? DAO object. Agree or not? So generally in the project developments, you will be the creating for what? Lot of classes. And one class will typically requires for what? Another class services or not? Come on, guys. One class requires the services of another class or not, guys? So basically, can you guys please confirm the people you are already habituated with the Spring framework? So how you can how the one class services we can acquire in the another? So how the another class services we can acquire in the one class by using in the Spring framework? Auto wire, correct. So you are acquiring the other class services into the current class by using for what? At the rate auto wire annotations are basically. Okay. Controller always requires for what? Service always requires for what? DAO. Service always requires for what? DAO, sir. So in this scenario, tell me, as a programmer, I can write like as in the test case for. Okay, as a programmer, I can write the test case for controller class and I can write the test case for service class. I can write the test case for what? I need to write the test case for what? DAO class or not? Come on, guys. Yes. Come on, guys. Come on, guys, everybody. So as a programmer, you need to write like as in the test cases for controller class, service class, and the DAO class. Agree? Yes. So whenever you guys are writing the test class for controller class, you require for what object, sir? You required for what object? Service object, service layer object, and the service class and the service component requires for what object? DAO object. Right, guys? So now consider the scenario. So you have some deadline in your project. You have some deadline in your project of your particular task. So that manager, okay, so that manager decided to give that the task into for what divided that task into for what? 3 subtasks. Okay, so 3 subtasks. Now tell me 3 subtasks case. Okay, one is a subtask A. Okay, subtask B, and this is a subtask C. Okay, so to work with this subtask, he assigned for what? Another 3 developers. Another 3 developers, guys. Understand? Another 3 developers. Okay. So for your deadline of your project, sir, by the end of the week, so we need to give that the task to the 3 developers by splitting the task into 3 subtasks in Jira. Okay. In Jira, so there is an option for you to split the subtask for the tasks. Okay. And these 3 subtasks are handled by what? 3 different programmers, 3 different developers, developer A or developer B, or consider anything. Okay. Yeah. So now tell me, sir, writing these 3 layers, writing these 3 components by the single developer, which will take some amount of time. So when you split that work into for what 3 developers, then the complexity of the task will becomes easy or not? Can you guys please confirm? The complexity of the task will becomes easy or not? Yes, definitely. So let us consider, sir. Let us consider. Let us consider. So developer A is completed his controller class within 1 hour, within 1 hour of a day. Okay. So now he wanted to test this controller class, whether this method is whether the whatever the logic he have implemented. So that logic we wanted to ensure whether it is will be working as expected or not. So now tell me, sir, controller requires for what object? Service object. Service requires for what object? DAO object. Okay. So if I want to write the test case for the controller class, if I want to write the test case for controller class, guys, okay, tell me which object is required for me? Which object is required for me? Which object is required for me, sir? If I want to write the test case, for controller class, guys, so which object is required? Service object is required. If I want to write a test case for the, service class, which object is required for me? DAO, object. So see, and so you cannot wait for writing the test cases of your controller class of the developer B, sir. Why? Because developer B will take some amount of time to develop the service component. Until unless you cannot wait it, right? Until unless you cannot wait it. Until unless you cannot wait for testing of your class. So what you can do is, meanwhile, you can create a mock object. You can create a mock object of your service class, and you can test the functionality of your controller class. Understand? Understand, guys? So basically, these three subtasks are developed by 3 developers, sir. Okay, developer A has completed his finished task with the senior developer. Basically, developer A is a senior developer. He completed the task of 1 hour. And developer D is for what? Somehow the 3 years of an experienced guy, he will take some amount of time to complete this writing the business component. And developer C is also somewhere it will take for around of 2 days of time. Okay. Now tell me, sir, if I want to test like as in the controller component means, do I need to wait for 2 days? Do I need to wait for 2 days? Manager will accept it. Manager will accept it. No. So whatever the code you have to return, sir, that code should be tested independently without requiring of original objects. That in such a scenario, you need to go for what? Mockito. That you need to go for what? Mockito. Understand, guys, everybody? Understand or not? Understand? Understand about the concept of Mockitos or mocking of an objects. You cannot wait. You cannot wait for another other programmer's code to test your functionality. Your code should always be an independent to test the functionality, sir. So that's why the mocking is required, sir. If you required some other class objects means, simply you can create a mock object for that class so that you can write an implementation of that. Simple. Understand, guys, everybody? Sir, anybody having any confusion, please come up with your question. Anybody having any question? Please come up with your question, guys. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. I will come to that part. Okay. Akash, just wait for a minute so that you will explain. Yes, without a DB class, without business class, can we write, sir? Yes. You will be the creating one interface, sir. So for that an interface, you can create a mock object. For that an interface, you will be the creating for what? Mock object, sir. Okay. Okay, fine. Yes, Balaji, I will provide you guys in the tomorrow session. I will share all these things, guys. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay, then. So now how you can work with what? Mockito basically. So that is what our question. So these are the two dependencies, guys. These are the two dependencies you have to include. You have to include in your pom.xml file. Okay, these are the two dependencies. These are the two dependencies, guys. You have to include. You have to include. Okay, in our pom.xml file, sir. One is for what? Mockito core. Another one is for what? Mockito with JUnit Jupyter integration. Understand, guys? So these are the two dependencies you need to add in your pom.xml file. Mockito-core. This is the latest version. Okay, and Mockito-Jupyter JUnit Jupyter. JUnit Jupyter means JUnit 5 or JUnit 3 or JUnit 4. JUnit 3 or JUnit 4 or JUnit 5. JUnit 5, come on. Yes, correct. So Mockito core, which will give you some sort of an annotations and which of the some of the methods are of the Mockito class. Simple. So these are the two dependencies you need to configure. You need to configure in your pom.xml file. First part. Okay, sir. On top of it, if you want to include JUnit library as well, you can include. Understand, guys. If you want like as in the JUnit dependencies as well, you can include it, sir. Okay, let's come back here. Let's come back here of an IDE. I have created one project. I have created for the one project for the time being of for the time saving purpose. Okay, Mockito testing application. Open that pom.xml file, sir. Open that pom.xml file. This is the Mockito. So observe carefully, sir. This is JUnit related dependencies or not? Can you guys please confirm? JUnit-Jupyter-API, JUnit-Jupyter. This is nothing but an JUnit related dependencies or not? These are the JUnit related dependencies or not? Yes. So these are the JUnit related dependencies or not, guys? Okay. And these are nothing but an Mockito related dependencies or not? Total how many dependencies I have configured, sir? Can you guys please confirm how many dependencies I have configured? 3. How come it is 3, Harsha? Harish? 4. Okay. JUnit of a JUnit or Jupyter API is one dependency. JUnit or Jupyter is another dependency. Mockito core is another dependency. Mockito JUnit Jupyter is another dependency. Total 5 dependencies. Sir, I was completely using for what? Latest versions. I'm completely using for what? Latest versions. I'm not at all using any kind of old versions. Keep that point in your mind. Okay. Yeah. Simple. Go to the web. Simple, sir. Go to the web, sir. Okay. Simple. Go to the web. Okay. So go to the Maven repository. Maven repository. It is a place where the where the jar files are available, sir. Simple. Maven repository. Search. Search for what? Mockito. Mockito-core. Simple. Search for what? Mockito-core. Okay. Yes. Mockito core. So what is the current version? 5.5.0. See, sir. Mockito core. So 5.5.0. And what else, guys? Next one. Mockito JUnit Jupyter. Simple. Duplicate this tab. Duplicate this tab. Simple. Search for what? Mockito. Mockito JUnit Jupyter. Simple search. This one. Okay. What is the version? 5.5.0. Simple. Okay. Yeah. This is how you can collect these dependencies from central repository of Maven. Okay. Yeah. Then followed with what? Plugins configuration. So plugin is for what? Maven compiler plugin. And then followed with what? JaCoCo plugin, sir. Anybody having any doubts? Ashok, just wait for a few minutes. Okay. I will open that classes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So yes. So anybody having any doubts on this pom.xml file? Sir, I'm just opening that pom.xml file in front of you. Okay. I already explained you how you need to configure the JUnit Jupyter library of your Java project and how you can configure the Mockito library to your Java project and the importance of Maven compiler plugin. So you can compile of your you can compile the source code of your project with the help of compiler plugin, and also you can have like as in the JaCoCo plugin as well. JaCoCo plugin as well. That's all. Hope you guys are comfortable. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So go to the SRC main Java, sir. So there are the one service class. So one DAO class is there. Observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully. I have taken for what? One DAO class. Can you guys please confirm DAO class is looking the services from any other class? Can you guys please confirm user DAO class is looking for any other objects for the class? No. So which contains for what? Some methods. Okay. I just feel you for what? Some methods. Okay. Yes. So get login status. So it is taking for what? Username and password. It's a taking for what? Username and password, sir. Okay. Yes. And then if the username and password is not equal to null means not equal to null. Okay. If it is equals to Mahesh means then I can say login success. Otherwise it is login failure. If the user object and user is empty, okay, user is on the null or null means then I'm throwing an exception saying as provide inputs correctly. Any doubts on this method of user DAO class? User DAO class is not at all depending on any other objects. User DAO class is not at all depending on any other objects, guys. Okay. User DAO class is not at all having any objects. Okay. Yes. And I have written with the one more method called void method. So what is the return type? String. And I have the another method as well that is called void, sir. Sir, please try to respond, sir, everybody, the chat box. Okay. Yeah. So this is nothing but one method, sir. Okay. And we have the another method called void send email notifications is another method. I'm just writing for what? Count here. And I'm just displaying some dummy message. Not worry about that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Hope you guys are comfortable. Any doubts on this user DAO class? Any doubts on this user DAO class? No. Okay then. So I'm going to open another class called user service. Okay. User service. Observe carefully. User service class requires what object? Can you guys please confirm? User service class requires for what object, guys? Requires the user DAO object. Requires for what? User DAO object. So what you are doing here? Injecting the user DAO object into user service class. Into user service class. Simple. Okay. And I'm just what this is what one my service method. This is a service method used to validate the login credentials. Okay. Yes. So observe carefully, sir, what I was doing here. Sir, why we need to add the Mockito dependency means that is what I clearly mentioned, right? So whenever you want, whenever you want like some other, so whenever you are, yeah, you will come to know, Prathimesh. Okay, why we added like as in the Mockito, we are already discussed. You can mock off an objects. You can mock off an objects whenever your class is depending upon some other class. So whenever you are trying to write the test case for user service class, this class requires for what? User DAO, basically. Okay, so we cannot wait for the user DAO class until it has to be the complete. Okay, it has to be the mock. Okay, just wait for a minute, you will get to understand. So see, sir, this is the this is user DAO object injection into the user service class, and this is the service method, sir. This is the service method, sir. Simple. Okay, yeah, and this is nothing but an calling the user DAO method, user DAO class method, sir. Simple. Okay. Yes. User DAO dot. So whatever the service method you are passing the username and password, that username and password you are passing for what? DAO method. Agree? Agree? Yes. And this is also another service method. This is also another service method, sir. This is also another service method used to validate the used for sending the emails. Sending the emails, guys. Simple. Okay. Yes. Hope you guys are comfortable, everybody, up to now. Anybody having any questions about the pom.xml file and user service class and user DAO class? Come on, guys. Yes. So we'll be writing the unit test cases. We'll be writing the unit test cases for user service class with the help of Mockito. User service class typically requires for what object? User DAO object. So how you can inject the user DAO into the user service class? Using Mockito. Okay. Yeah. If you are good on this, just confirm me in the chat box. So then I will go ahead with the test cases. If you guys good as of now, I need the response from everybody. Sir, we are just discussing the subject on the scratch itself, sir. Okay. So JUnit is also one of the important topic for the Java developer. One of the important thing for what? Java developer, sir. Okay. So make sure you just learn the subject from the scratch itself. Then only you can write the unit test cases very easily, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay then. So now observe carefully. There are the two classes which will be the part of our original source code, right or not? User service class and user DAO class. Okay, you guys are familiarity about these methods, right, guys? Everybody. Yes. Okay then. So let's get understand, sir. SRC test Java. SRC test Java. Observe carefully. User service test. User service test. So let's get understand. So you have configured this Mockito, sir. Okay, you have configured this Mockito dependencies, and then how you can create a mock object. How you can create a mock object, sir? Simple. So we can create a mock object the following the below techniques. One is for what? By using the static method of mock method from Mockito class. Okay. So by using the mock method from the Mockito class. Okay. This is how you can create a Mockito mock object for user service class. Understand, guys? Everybody? Understand or not? Sir, you are creating a mock object for which class? You are creating a mock object for which class? User service class. So this user service class is a original object or a dummy object? This user service object is a original object or dummy object? It's a kind of dummy. Okay, proxy. It's a kind of proxy. Okay, this is the one way of creating a mock object for any class or any interface or any enumeration. Simple. Okay, so there is another method, another way of injecting the mock object straight away, sir, by using @mock annotation. Okay, this is what you can do. So any one of the approach is fine. You can create a mock object. You can create a mock object by using the static method of Mockito class, or else you can use the annotations, sir. So Mockito is also having some sort of annotations, sir. That annotations we can use it @mock. Hope you guys are clear. Okay, yeah. So one important note point, sir. One important note point. Whenever you are utilizing some annotations in the Mockito framework, okay, you need to ensure that so you need to enable this. You need to enable the mock objects, sir. You need to enable the mock objects explicitly. Understand, sir? Whenever you guys are using @mock annotation, @inject mock annotation, @spy annotation, okay, so those annotations, for those annotations, sir, you need to enable the Mockito annotations with the, you need to open the mocks. You need to open the mocks, guys. Okay, so that is called Mockito annotations dot open mocks of current class. Simple. This is how you need to do, sir. Okay, yeah. Hope you guys are comfortable. How you can mock like as in the how you can create a mock object for the class. Come on, guys. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now tell me, user service class. Okay, so I am writing with what? I am writing with what, guys? User service class, guys. Okay, user service is equal to new user service. Simple. That is the user object. So observe carefully, sir. Everybody, please focus. Everybody, please focus. I am writing the test class. I am writing the test class for which class? Sir, just wait for 10 minutes, sir. Okay, just wait for 10 minutes. We'll complete with the Mockito. Okay, just bear with me for the 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. So now I'm writing the test. I'm writing the test class for which class? I'm writing the test class for which class? User service class. Okay, and in order to write the test class for user service class, definitely you require the user service object or not? You require the user service object or not? Yes. Okay, so and also user service requires for what object? User service requires for what object, guys? DAO object. So that DAO object I was doing for what? Come on, guys. That DAO object I'm using for what? So user DAO is equal to Mockito dot. Okay, Mockito dot mock of user DAO dot class. Simple. Understand, guys? Understand my point or not? So see, I have written for what one method. That method is annotated for what? Before each method. Okay, for each and every test method in your test class, this logic will be executed. This logic will be executed, or this logic will not be executed. Can you guys please confirm? Whatever the logic I have highlighted, that logic will be executed for each and every test case, or each and every and not an each and every test case. It will be executed for each and every test case. Understand, guys? The logic which I have highlighted so far, the logic which I have highlighted, sir, here, that logic is executed for each and every test case before execution starts. Understand? Understand? Yes. Understand, guys? Everybody is the clear? Yes. So this logic get executed for each and every. So no need to, yeah, I will come to that part, the annotations, Balaji, just wait for a minute. Okay. Yeah. So this object is required to execute for each and every test method in that class. And this object which I'm going to create for what? Mocking. Creating. This is for creating the mock object for user DAO class. User DAO class. Okay. Simple. Okay, I'm just opening the mocks. Okay, as of now, it is not required, sir. Why? Because you are not at all using any kind of an annotations. Okay, right now you are not at all using this kind of an annotations. Okay, simple. Okay, yes. So observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully. Everybody, please concentrate. Everybody, please concentrate for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. Everybody, please concentrate for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. So see, sir, I'm writing like as in the test method for, I'm writing like as in the test method for this method. Okay, so validate login method. So validate login method is taking for what? 2 inputs. And this method is calling for another method of user DAO class. Agree or not? And this validate login method is a business method, sir. And this business method is taking for what? 2 inputs. Those inputs are passing to which method? DAO class method. Agree? Yeah. So come back to here. Come back to here. Okay, I have written one test case, and I have written for what? One test case to ensure that method is giving expected results or not. Okay, positive case. This is test case for validating the user credentials with a success. With a success scenario. With a success, sir. Okay, test case for validating the user credentials with a success scenario, sir. Okay, yeah. So I have created the user DAO object as an original object I'm using, or a dummy object I'm using. Original object I'm using, or dummy object is using? Yes. So dummy object, sir. So that I need to ensure whether that user DAO is not null or not. If it is not null means, then I can stub. I can set the behavior, sir. This is called stubbing. This is the most important part. This is the most important part. Stubbing. This is called stubbing. So what do you mean by stubbing? Sir, you are creating a mock object for user DAO. Okay. Under that the user DAO, whenever this method is called, whenever this get login method is called, under the user DAO, there is a method called get login status. Whenever this method is called, with two string parameters, whenever this method is called with 2 string parameters, that you need to return for what? Login success. Observe carefully, sir. Mockito is the one of the class. There is the one static method called when method. So when it represents for what? When this method get executed with 2 inputs as a string, sir, in the DAO class. Okay, you need to return for what? You need to return for what? Login success. This is called stubbing. Stubbing means nothing but an setting the behavior of DAO method. You are created an object for user DAO class with the, you are just created an object of mock object for user DAO. In that the user DAO object, there are the lot of methods are there. So I'm just defining the behavior for that the method. Okay, user DAO dot login status, any string, sir, any string. Okay, you can pass with what? Any string, sir. Okay, any string, sir. If the 2 strings are passed to the get login status of user DAO class, then it has to return for what? Login success, sir. Login success. So this is called stubbing. How many of you guys are comfortable? How many of you guys are comfortable with the stubbing? Why we are using, why can't we simple with go for what if else statement? No, you cannot. You cannot go, Balaji. Okay, see, sir. So basically you are creating a mock object for user DAO class. You are creating a mock object for user DAO class, sir. So in the user DAO class contains for what? 2 methods. Okay, one of the method is returning for what? Login success. Another scenario is for what? Login failure. Another scenario is for what? Provide the inputs correctly. So for this the 2 scenarios, for these three scenarios, I need to write the behavior. Okay, so in which situations my login will get the success? If the username and password is not equal to null, and those names and those username and password is Mahesh and Mahesh means, then I can say it is login success, right or not? The same kind of the behavior which I was doing in the here itself in the test class. Okay, so Mockito is one of the class, and when method, when means whenever you are calling this method with two string parameters, please return back to me as a login success. Okay, please return back to me as an for what? Login success. Okay, this is the original service method calling. This is original service method calling, sir. Simple, I can say. This is the original service method calling, sir. Okay, yeah. Hope you guys are comfortable. Sir, when represents for what? So whenever this method is called with two string inputs, then please return me as for what? Login success. Okay, yes. So whenever, so as I mentioned as well here in the another test case, whenever this user DAO.login status get any two string parameters, it is calling, just return me for what? Login failure. Why? Because two strings are not matching with what? Mahesh and Mahesh. Understand? Here my two strings are matched with what? Mahesh and Mahesh. Then in such a case, it will return for what? Login success. In this case, usernames and passwords are not matched with Mahesh and Mahesh. Then I'm going to get for what? Login status as for what? Login failure. This is what my expectation. Okay. So I am clearly telling to the Mockito, whenever the DAO class get login status method is invoked with the two string parameters, please return me as an for what? Login success for me as of now. Okay, understand guys? We are just informing to the Mockito, sir. Mockito, whenever the DAO method get login status is invoked called, please return me as and for what? Login status, login success. Okay, you know that one. When it will login success, whenever your inputs are supplying for what? Mahesh and Mahesh, then I can get the login status from the service method as success. Checking for what? Output. Checking the output through assertions. Understand guys, everybody? Assertions dot assert not null of login status. If it is not null or not. If it is not null means I'm then comparing with what? Equals. Yes, definitely. So for example, right now in the user service class is calling with what? Only user DAO, sir. If this service class is depending upon some other DAO means you need to stub it. You need to stub that method as well. Understand? While executing of this service method, so you need to find out which method calls are happening to the other classes. Those methods you need to stub it here like this. Understand guys? Understand or not? Understand or not guys? Okay, yes. Okay, so that is what I am doing, sir. This is the positive case. So this is the success scenario or not? This is the success scenario or not, guys? Yes, yes. And I have the negative scenario. What is that negative scenario? Same way, sir. Same way. I'm just ensuring that user DAO is not null or not. If it is not null means I'm clearly telling to the Mockito at this time, when I am executing this test case, if any user DAO dot get login status with two string parameters, please return me the behavior as for what? Login failure. Please return me as and for what? Login failure, sir. Okay, this is nothing but calling the original business method, sir. Original business method. Simple. And comparing the results. Comparing the results through Mockito. Sorry, through assertions. So sorry, sir. That's all. Hope you guys are comfortable. Stubbing means nothing but setting the behavior of the method, sir. Okay. So get login status method behavior is what? Behavior get changed according to the inputs. So if the both inputs are not equal to null, if the both inputs are Mahesh and Mahesh means then login success. So if the username and password is not matched with Mahesh and Mahesh means login failure. If the username and password which you are sending as in the null means, then it will throw the exception. Understand? Definitely it will execute here. So observe carefully, Akash. So DFA method is executing or not executing, sir, means see, you are calling this method. Okay, you are calling this a service method, and this service method is getting the results from where? DFA method only. Okay, so that is what we are comparing with what? The results here through assertions. Understand? Yeah. Yes. I will come to the part. Just wait for a minute. Okay. Verifying part. I will come to that. Okay. Yes. This is for the test case for validating the user credentials for negative scenario. For failure scenario. Okay. Done. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's come back to the another one, sir. Test case for validating the user credentials, sir. User credentials for exceptional case with the exception scenario. With exception scenario, sir. Okay, yeah. So see, sir, with exception scenario. So see, observe carefully. Assertions dot assert not equals of user DAO, sir. User DAO, and then observe carefully. Stubbing. You are setting like as in the stubbing. So stubbing means what is the behavior? Whenever the user DAO dot get login status of two null values means please throw the exception me. Please throw the exception me. Saying as and for what? Okay, right now, as per of our DAO method, if the two inputs are as in the null means it is throwing an exception. The same kind of an exception which I am setting through the test class as well. Understand? While executing of our test case, okay, so whenever the user DAO dot get login status as in the null comma null means, please throw me as in the runtime exception with provide inputs correctly. So whatever the message it was throwing, sir, same message I have incorporated. Simple as that. Understand? Yes, definitely. Mustafa, internally, it will not call the DAO method directly, Mustafa. Okay, it is a mock object. It is a mock object. This is the mock object. You are just defining the behavior of that method of the mock object. Okay, it will not trigger of your original DAO method. Keep that point in your mind. Okay, keep that point in your mind, guys. This will not at all trigger with original DAO class method. Okay, so on top of it, you are just setting the behavior. So you are comparing the results from the business method, Mustafa, here. You are comparing the results of business method, not for the DAO. Understood? Business method results here. You are comparing. Okay. Yes. So stubbing here. So in case of exceptional scenario, sir, user DAO dot get login status of null, it will throw the exception, sir. And as you know that one, how you can compare the exceptions with the assertions. Assertions dot assert throw method, runtime exception class, and this is the one executor, sir, user service dot validate login of null comma null. It is generating the null point runtime exception or not. If it is runtime exception means then my assertion will become so success. Understand, guys? Everybody understand or not? Understand or not, guys? So total how many methods I have written? Total how many methods I have written, sir? 3 methods, 3 test cases. One is for what? Positive scenario. Another one is for what? Failure scenario. The third one is for what? Exception scenario. So that is matched with our expectation of our business or not? Yes. Right click. Right click, run as Maven clean. Maven clean means target folder will get deleted. Target folder, it will get deleted. Observe carefully the informational message. Deleting the workspace target folder. Okay, Maven clean. So I'm going to go with what? Maven test. Maven test. Maven test. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. User DAO is null. Why? 1 minute, sir. Small thing has been happened, might be. Okay, okay. Something I just need to have the Mockito. Okay, Mockito dot open marks. Okay, Mockito annotations dot open marks, guys. Okay, open marks, that is this. Let us try with this part. Okay, right click, run as Maven test. Let's give a try, sir. Let's give a try. No. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Because user DAO is become like as in the null. Why it is not creating the mock object? Before each method. One minute, sir. Not required, sir. Basically 1 minute. Right click, run as Maven test. 1 minute. Let me have a look. Transfer for not null. It is not giving an object. Okay. Let's do one thing, sir. Let's do one thing. This is not working. 1 minute. Okay. Then use for what? At the rate mock annotation. Okay. Then followed with mock annotations dot. Okay. Mock annotations dot open marks. Okay. Open marks, guys. Okay. Open marks of current object. This class. Simple. Okay. Yeah. You are creating a mock object for user DAO class. As simple as that. Okay. Let's give a try, sir. Now it will works. Okay. We will have that one. We will see how that mechanism is not works later. Okay. Yeah. Run as Maven test. Run as Maven test. It is clearly saying as in the null, Ashoka. So observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully. Total how many tests are run? Four are run, sir. One is skipped, sir. I am intentionally skipped one test case. Total 4 runs are there. Okay. Yes. So our test cases has been executed successfully or not? Our test cases has been executed successfully or not? So delete. What is the use of deleting the target folder? So see, sir, whenever you are making any changes in your Java file, so dot class file also need to be an update, right? So you are just removing the it's removing the target folder and recreating that one. No problem. Just recreating the dot class files freshly. Simple. Okay. Yes. Fine. So see, sir, there are the 3 methods are there. There are the three methods are there, sir. There are the three methods are there. So it is executed or not executed? It is executed. So simple, just refresh the project. Just refresh the project, sir. Refresh the project. Go to the target site, JaCoCo, and open with what? Index.html. Open with web browser. Open with web browser, sir. See, observe carefully. Observe carefully. This is the one more report. Okay. Ashok services. Okay. Yeah. Ashok IT services user class. Right now, observe carefully. Right now, observe carefully. Send a user DAO method is created. Okay. Validate login method is created or not? So which portion is not at all covered, sir? Which portion is not at all covered in our case? This method. This method. This method. Send emails method. Right now, we did not write any test case, sir. Right now, we did not write any test case for what? Send emails. Whatever the test case you have written, so that the test case is covering with what? User service DAO class. Agree? Yeah. Go to that user DAO. So go to the user DAO, sir. 1 minute. Okay. Go to the this part user service. Okay. Go to the DAO and see. So you are not written any test case for what? User DAO class, sir. You did not written any kind of the test case for what? User DAO. Okay. I'm just giving you the assignment for you to write the test cases for what? User DAO class. You know that one, how to work with what? JUnit related annotations and JUnit related assertions. Simply, you can simply write that. Okay. So this is the one Java method. You are also already familiar, right? Writing the test cases for user DAO test class. Simple methods. And this class is not at all depending any other objects. This class is not at all depending upon for what? Any other objects. So whatever the service class, I have shown you, sir. So that service class is covered with what? 70% or not? 70%. So one of the method is not covering, sir. That will become as an for what? 30. Okay. Yes. Hope you guys are comfortable up to now. So now tell me, in user service class, am I using the original object of DAO? Am I using the original object of the DAO, guys? Can you guys please confirm? No. We are using for what? Mock object. We are using for what? Mock object. You no need to depend on for what? Original object, sir. I can mock it. I can mock for any interface, any method, any class, anything. Okay. Yeah. So that's all. Okay. And final method we have, sir. Final method. Observe carefully. In a user service class contains for what? One service method that is called send emails method, sir. Send emails is the one of the service method, sir. This service method is calling for what? DAO method. So now tell me, my service method return type is for what, sir? My service method return type is for what? What is the return type of my service method? Void, 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 sir. So if you go back to the application in user service test class, okay, for the above method, sir, for above methods, you are comparing the business results with actual results or not? You are comparing the method called results with expected, so actual results with expected results or not? Yes. So that is what you can do. So why? Because so this validate login method is return type is for what? String. But in this case, tell me what you have the name. What is the return type of that method? What is the return type of the method? Void. So do you need to use any kind of an assertions to compare the results? Tell me, guys, in this scenario. Whenever you do have a return type as in the void means you cannot use any kind of an assertions. You cannot use any kind of an assertions, guys, to compare the results with actual results with expected results. Right or not? So for that, Mockito has given for what? Another mechanism to ensure whether the method has been triggered for one time or not. If it is one time means then fine. My test case is passed. I can ensure that whether the user DAO class of send email notification method is triggered or not. Okay, if that is triggered means then I can say for what? My test case has been passed. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. In user DAO class, there is a method called user DAO.send email notification with some number. I'm printing that number, nothing more on it. And this is also not at all returning anything. This is also not at all returning anything, sir. Okay. In user service test class, I have written for what? Test case for void methods. Test case for void methods. Okay. Insertion dot assertions dot assert not null. User DAO should not be not null, sir. And I'm calling the business method. I'm calling the business method. User service dot send emails. User service dot send emails. And what I was doing, sir? What I was doing? I'm ensuring that user DAO class, user DAO object verify is the one of the method to verify the certain behavior is happened at least once or not, at least once or exact number of times as that. Understand, guys, everybody? So in our scenario, I'm just ensuring that at least this method has been called for the one time or not. That is what I have mentioned. Verify user DAO comma number of times as in for what? One time. At least this method should be called for one time, sir. One time. If it is called or not, at least one time is called means then I can say my test class is passed. My test case is passed. Agree, guys? Everybody? Everybody understood or not? How you can ensure? How you can ensure, sir? How you can ensure the void methods has been called or not? By using for what? Verify method. Okay. By using for what? Verify method, sir. Verify is the one of the Mockito class static method, sir, which helps us to test for what? Which helps us to mock the behavior of void methods. So this is nothing but on setting the behavior of void methods, right or not? Setting or stubbing. Okay. Stubbing or setting the behavior of, sorry, setting the behavior for void methods. Simple. Okay. That's all. Hope you guys are comfortable. So for the user DAO object comma, you need to mention for what? How many number of times? At least it has to be the call. Okay, one time. At least it should be called for what? One time of send email notifications of user DAO with any integer. Any integer, sir. You cannot have any restriction. Okay. You cannot have any kind of the restriction. Okay. Send email. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So let's try, sir. Let's try run Maven clean. Maven clean means target folder. Again, it is deleting. Okay. And run as Maven test. Why? Maven test is compulsory to run. Why? Because to run the JaCoCo report. To see the results of JaCoCo report, sir. Okay. To see the results of JaCoCo report. Any int means you can provide any kind of value, sir. 1 minute. Oh, sorry. This has to be here. Okay, run as test. Now you got the build success. Total cases are for what? Run. 0 errors, 0 failures. Just refresh, sir. Just refresh. Now you got the 100% or not? Now you got like as an 100% or not? Now you got like as an 100% or not? Yes. So all the methods get covered. Right, guys? This method is also covered now. Just see. Just see, guys. This is the Mockito testing application. Ashok IT service package user service class. Simple. That's all. Okay. Yeah. This is all about with what? Mockito, guys. This is all about with what? Mockito. So basically here in this case, one more thing you need to do. Okay. You are creating an object of explicitly. You are creating an object of explicitly by using the new keyword of user service. Right, guys? Right or not? You are creating an object of You are creating an object of user service class using the new keyword explicitly and passing that dove object, right guys? Okay, you can avoid this statement and you can use the annotation called @inject mocks. @inject mocks. Inject mocks means I required the object of user service class as well. Understand? Understand guys? Okay, just try to check it out. Run as Maven clean one more time. Okay, run as Maven test. Simple. Our application will works fine, no doubt. See, build has been success. Build has been success and your test cases got run automatically. And just see the report. No change. No change at all. No change at all. You can write like as in the test case for DAO class. Right now it is showing as in for what 0 coverage. Once you write the test case for user DAO class, it will make it as in for what 100. Why you not no use of before each method? Sir, it is initializing for all the Mockitos, right? So this has been executed for what? This one. So there is another method as well, that is after each method. After each method, sir. After each method, then public void clear down, sir. Clear down is a clear down each test. Each test. Okay. Yes. So Mockito annotations Mockito dot reset, sir. Reset method. Reset of mocks. You can go with what? You can wipe out. For each test case, before each method get executed to initialize the mocks, for each test case, you need to reset the mocks. Okay, like this you can do. Simple. Okay. Yes. So this is all about with the Mockito, sir. In the tomorrow session, I'm going to talk about REST API unit testing part, sir. Okay. Yeah. So hope you guys got the picture right. What is an importance of JUnit and what is an importance of Mockito? Everybody. Hope you guys got the picture right, guys. Yes. So if anybody having any question, please go ahead with your questions.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, one doubt is there, like you have created the service class, DAO class, everything. So we know what are the requirements of service in DAO class. But in real time, sir, if three developers are separately developing the code, how will I know that this would be the input of the service class or DAO class?
Basically, for that the kind of a requirement, definitely you will be having the grooming session with the another developers, sir. Okay, so they will came to know what are the different methods they are trying to plan with the DAO and service and what type of parameters will be accepted. Okay, based on that, you can create one dummy interface and so they will provide us. Okay.
So you mean to say like before the development of classes, they three will discuss what are the variables they are going to use for their
what are the
respective
method?
class.
Yeah. So as part of because right now these three developers are independently developing the components, right? So they need to have some kind of the grooming session of the task. So this is how these number of DAO methods I will be then incorporating. This number of service methods I will be then incorporating. This number of controller methods you will be incorporating. Okay. So what is the return types and all these things we'll discuss.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Sir, what is this reset method, sir? What is the reset method means? What exactly means?
Yeah, that is what. So whatever the see here Mockito.openMocks means nothing but whatever the mocks you have used these annotations, this will initiate the mock objects, right? So these mock objects will be resetted. Resetted means nothing but just wiping out as in the null.
Deinitiated.
Yes, yes.
And sir, suppose if you are using like a Mockito.mock, why it is not working, sir, like without using annotation?
Yeah, that I have to check, sir. Basically, it has to be the work, that one also. Okay. Yeah, might be. We need to test that part here, sir. Okay. Here. Okay. Mockito.mock. Okay. Mockito.mock and then user DAO. Yes, user DAO dot class. Okay. Yeah, you can try that one, sir. If not, I will have the discussion in the tomorrow. No problem.
What is the use of spy method, sir? Spy method when like
Spy methods and all these things which I will cover in the later, sir. Okay. In the next, in the tomorrow.
Hello.
Sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So actually, is it mandatory to add this 4 dependencies as you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, definitely. So because that is what I told you, when you are working with what plain Mockito means, then it is enough. So I asked you to write, I asked you to write as well for the JUnit test cases for user DAO class. And along with that, in my service class, I have used some assertions, right? Those assertions are coming from JUnit library, Jupyter.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it is mandatory, 4 jars.
Okay.
Yeah. Ashok,
JaCoCo jar is not needed, sir. JaCoCo
Sorry?
jar is not needed. JaCoCo
jar is required, sir, because plugin level configuration, right?
But dependency is not needed, sir.
Not required. Not required, sir. Not required. Not required any dependency related to JaCoCo.
And we need not set like a Java 11 person in environment variables because we are using Java 11, so that we need to set like.
Sir, there is no dependency between the environmental variables, sir. Environmental variables, you are talking about my computers like that, right? Environmental variable.
That one, sir.
Not required, sir. That is not at all required.
Though we don't like a Java path also, it will work, sir.
Not, yes, sir, it will work. But basically, our Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ IDE should always be works on top of Java only, right? So
yes,
without
sir,
installing the Java, you cannot install this part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So in the stubbing, when we stub the behavior, go into the test.
Okay.
So when we stub, so when we return login success, so this is positive test.
Yes.
So can we return here login failure? Means
no. At a time for that the negative scenario for I have written for what? This another test case.
Means we are also stubbing the output of the method, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Stubbing means this is the behavior you are setting. So whenever this method is get called, just return me as of now for me as a login success. Okay. In this case, whenever this is triggered, just give me as a login failure. Okay. Whenever this call is happened with a null and a null, just you are expecting for what runtime exception saying as an exception message as this one.
Okay, understood. Means method is not executing. We are telling that method, give me this.
Correct. We are not at all. It is not. That is what I told you, sir. We are not at all triggering the user DAO, our original object methods. Understand?
Yes.
Yes. This is a stubbing means just setting the defining the behavior of the method.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
yeah. Sir, some
can
of
you
them
mark
are.
the interface also, sir.
Yes, you can mark an interface as well, sir. No problem.
Then implementation class is not needed, sir.
Then in that case, not required, sir. Automatically implementation class will be injected.
But we need to write or not needed, sir. That one.
Which one? Implementation class is not required.
User DAO interface if you write, sir. Then we can mark that one directly and we need not write like a user DAO IMPA.
Not required. Automatically Mockito will provide the underlying implementation, sir.
Implementation.
Yes. Okay, sir. The people are requesting for the session 1 video, sir. Sir, go to the Ashok IT YouTube channel.
Yeah,
go to the live section. Go to the live section, and you have the yesterday's video, sir. Okay.
Sir, we are using inject mock now, sir.
Sorry.
We are using inject mock.
Yes.
Notation.
Yes.
By this we are creating 2 mock classes.
Oh, no. Inject mocks means, so while you are mocking, when you are writing like as in the test case, basically without using this annotation, I shown you how you can create an object of user service class by using for what? New keyword, right?
Yeah, yes.
Inject mocks means nothing but it's not at all creating, sir. Okay. It should be an injected this field. That's all.
Okay.
It's a kind of an auto wiring type of thing, sir.
Injecting the object of the user service.
Yes.
Sir, in the JUnit Jupyter, we are adding a parameterized test now, sir. In that internally, it is importing static method, static assertion. We are using. We will use assertions dot That one, sir. Automatically the static method is how it is importing, sir.
Yeah, basically that's what I told you, sir. Static methods concept is there, right? Import statements. Okay. So see, these are the two static imports which you are writing. Okay. Let us say, for example, remove these two imports. Okay. Let us say go for the two imports. See, whenever you are writing, it is asking us add the static import to this statement.
Okay.
Add this import statement to add the static import for this statement. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Our problem will solve. See, these two static imports.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And in
Anybody
the
having any
Sonar
question?
also, in the Sonar also we can write like this plugin, sir. This
Sorry.
JaCoCo plugin in Sonar properties.
Sonar
also we
is
can,
Sonar is somewhat the difference, sir, when compared to the code coverage. But so Sonar will give you for what vulnerabilities and then code spells, code smells, and all these things, sir. Sonar is different, sir, somewhat. Okay,
it
but
doesn't
it will
show
do for
like
what? Yeah,
it doesn't show like this report, sir, like
yeah,
code coverage report.
yes, it will show, sir. It is already running on top of it, basically.
Sir, what is CXTY column in JaCoCo, sir?
CXTY column. Yeah, let me check, sir, that one. Okay, I'm also, I did not, very long back I have seen. Let me check that one.
Okay.
Sir, difference
These
of
cover
power.
spy method, sir, spy method.
Yeah, that I will talk in the tomorrow session. Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
sir, Mockito and Power Mockito, any difference, sir?
Yes, Power Mockito and Mockito having some sort of differences, guys. Okay, so we do have some static methods, final methods, private methods are there in our development part. So those things which you can cover with the help of Power Mock. Mockito having some certain limitations. Okay.
Are you going to cover that Power Mockito also, sir?
No. We are not going to be the cover, but I will try to show you in the tomorrow. Might be. Okay. So tomorrow might be I can cover you that part as well. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that is the thing, sir. If anything related to the meeting will changes, that might will be the happen on weekend. Okay, that for an information purpose. If any changes are happen, okay. If any changes are happen, the tomorrow's workshop will be postponed to next weekend. Okay, that Saturday, coming Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you please share this project, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to share this project, sir. Okay. So yeah, I will share this project with you guys in the groups itself, like Ashok IT updates groups are there, right? I'm going to share them. Yes, I'm going to update these two projects.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody having any other questions? Hope you got something right, JUnit and Mockito.
Very much, sir.
Yes. So I'm not sure how many of you guys got the things with the JUnit and Mockito. So if you learn these things in this manner, then only the REST API unit testing part will be easy for you.
Sir, first time I saw on YouTube that someone is taking real-time project or like simple project only, but every time I have seen some addition or calculation wise they are taking, sir.
Correct.
So it's good.
Yes. Yes, sir. Basically, if you do these such things in this manner, definitely this will help you for your project developments. Basically.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes. Okay then. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining the session. And tomorrow, yes, sorry.
Sir, when I will get this workshop, sir? This means work when this one.
Workspace. Okay, you will get by the next 1 hour or 2 hours, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Ashok IT group, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I will share this workspace to the admin. They will share with you guys. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Otherwise, what you can do is simple. I will upload into the GitHub account. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. GitHub. Okay, Mahesh. I will upload this party here, sir. Okay.
Yeah, can you please share this link, sir, after uploading?
Yeah, sure. Let me have that meeting link here so you can get it. Okay. Okay, you can collect that JUnit workspace, sir. JUnit workspace from the here by afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, then.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. We'll meet you on then, and then we'll meet you on most probably in the tomorrow. If any changes, that will be postponed to Saturday. Okay.